Hey everybody, and welcome to my channel. My name is Tilly, and today we're going to be dispelling some of the myths surrounding training during pregnancy. Now, the reason I wanted to make this video is because I have seen so many awful comments online talking about what would happen to you and your baby if you exercise during pregnancy. I follow this page on Instagram called You Look Like a Man, and here are some of the comments that have been popping up. Now, I am sick of seeing this stuff. If I didn't know better and I was having a child, I would be terrified. So I kind of want to put you more at ease and leave you feeling a little bit more empowered to take your training, your health, and your exercise life under control during pregnancy. With that being said, let's get into the first myth. The first myth about training during pregnancy is that it is unsafe. Well, let me stop you right there. It is not. Provided you get clearance from a medical professional that you trust, training during pregnancy is completely safe. If you don't believe me, here is some of the literature surrounding it, and this I will link in the description box below so that you can have a look. And then you can go to the doctor feeling more prepared and more at ease. Some of this literature even mentions specific things like joint injury, which does not increase. Other things that the literature mentions, which is a little bit more scary, is spontaneous miscarriage. And it even says that this does not increase. So please remember this next time you're feeling triggered by one of these comments that are there to try and scare you. The second myth in regards to pregnancy is that the only reason to train during it is so that you can better manage your weight or so that you can have a better bounce back after pregnancy. Again, let me dispel this for you. This is not the case. In fact, exercising during pregnancy can have so many other benefits that aren't even related to your weight management. For example, training during pregnancy can leave you with enhanced feelings of better mood. It can leave you with better feelings about your body image. It can reduce the risk of conditions such as gestational diabetes, preeclampsia, preterm birth, varicose veins, and deep vein thrombosis. It can also help reduce the risk of diastasis recti, which is that abdominal separation that many women suffer from antenatally and postnatally. There's even some evidence to suggest that training before you give birth can lead you to have a shorter labor time and a better recovery afterwards. That just doesn't mean about weight. We're not talking about that bounce back here. Again, we're talking about getting back on your feet, walking, and doing the functional things that you need for life afterwards. If you have to have a cesarean, there are better outcomes after that if you stay fit and you train during pregnancy. In terms of everyday life, while you're carrying some extra weight in front of you, you can get some aches and niggles, particularly lower back pain. And if you train, guess what? We can even reduce that chance of lower back pain happening. We can reduce the presence of aches and niggles. And we can have better balance, which of course is important because that center of gravity and center of mass is changing. If we look at specific exercises like Kegels, they can strengthen your pelvic floor for during, after, and before pregnancy, and they can lead to less chances of incontinence, post, or antenatally. This brings me to my third myth. You can't start exercising if you don't already exercise. Contrary to popular belief, the guidelines for training during pregnancy are pretty similar to when you train before pregnancy. These guidelines are 150 minutes of aerobic exercise at a moderate level, and then 75 minutes at a vigorous level. Without the contraindications and without medical complications, you can be advised and you can be progressed up to this level provided you feel okay. This is ultimately what feels best for you. Don't let anybody else tell you how you should be training. It is absolutely okay to start at a low level and build your way up to that so that we can get all of those benefits that I mentioned in myth 2. I'm just gonna re-put up the benefits here for you to see just in case you missed them. There is really no wrong way to start this provided you feel safe and you feel like you are getting the benefit from it. The ultimate goal is to get the body moving and again, to leave you feeling empowered. The last myth here is that you have to stop doing intense exercise, and this is absolutely not the case. You might find that later on throughout your pregnancy, you won't be able to maintain that same level of vigorous working out that you were doing before, and that's completely fine. You just do what your body tells you. But at the start of your pregnancy, if you feel fine, you feel like you're capable of running, you feel like you're capable of lifting, then you can do that, again, provided that you have the clearance from your doctor, just for your own peace of mind as well. Based on the current body of research, vigorous maternal exercise has not been shown to have any adverse effects, provided that the mother is trained, okay? So if I was untrained, I wouldn't necessarily go into the hardest workout I've ever done in my life. In fact, doing vigorous exercise, if you are a highly trained person, can help you to maintain your health and fitness throughout your pregnancy. Now, by the end of this and all of these myths that we've already talked about, you might be thinking, well, I have heard people say that you can't lift during pregnancy, and I have heard people say that you can't run during pregnancy. And there very much could be a case where that happens. For example, if you have medical complications, then that might not be something that is best for you. The second issue is, particularly with lifting, the worry is that you're going to drop a weight on either yourself or your stomach. If you're a trained person and you feel like you're appropriately able to manage, for example, a barbell, then you're able to continue doing that. You might find, like if you were doing a clean and jerk, that you might have to work around your growing stomach. But other than that, there is really no risk. You might find that other exercises like swimming or using banded resistance bands help you to feel more safe and help you to stay active throughout your pregnancy. If that is the case, forget the barbells, forget the running. You can do what makes you feel good. If you're looking for particular exercises to do, there's some starting points that I can recommend for you. For example, you want to be training the muscles that are around posture and that are related to labor. That's why you'll see a lot of antenatal programs are focusing around core strength, the deep core strength, so that we can prevent that diastasis recti, and then also a lot of back work so that you can maintain your posture, and also, like I said earlier, reducing the risk of those aches and niggles that can come from that growing stomach and the changing center of mass. With all of this said, you can see that I am a massive proponent for resistance training, and I'm a massive proponent for just staying active throughout any period of your life. But ultimately, this is going to be coming down to what feels good for you and what you and your physician have discussed. If you've discussed that this might not be right for you during this time in your life, that is completely fine, and you don't owe an explanation to anybody. That being said, if you are able to move your body and to stay active, of course, that is what we want to be aiming for, because active life, happy baby, that's what we want. Fun little fact, there's actually been some research into mothers who do resistance training, and then after birth, they usually have leaner babies and they have longer or taller babies, which is pretty interesting. Whether that's correlation or causation, we don't really know, but it's been an interesting thing to pick up on. Wicked. Thanks everybody for coming to watch my video. If you have any questions, drop them down below. If you want to see more stuff like this, let me know. If not, that's totally cool too. I'm going to try and put out some educational content once a week. We'll see how that goes, but that's what I'm aiming for. Thank you guys, and I will see you next time. Stay safe and stay strong.